start fresh. And I know it sounds overwhelming because you're like, but I have a that I'm known for 7 years, and that's great. If whoever it is not good for you and what you're trying to do with starting a new life and your vision of being the best you that you can be, sober and clean, then they are not your friend if they don't support that. If they don't fit into the equation, get rid of them. It sounds heartless, sounds kind of harsh, but it will save you. It's the only way you're going to move forward. And then you surround yourself with people that do want you to, to be the best you. And all of a sudden it's like, you're like, how was alcohol so in charge of me? Like, alcohol didn't give a crap about me. Alcohol wanted me to fail. Alcohol wanted to own me and make me do terrible things and make terrible choices and react in terrible ways and hurt people that I loved. And it was not fun. And now I have people in my life that are the exact opposite of that. And I did that. I made those decisions to let those people in and block the whole rest of the world that was not good for me out. And it gets you in it's a whole different ballgame. The world is different and the world is good.
You were pretty easy for me to read as part of like, okay, this person, she's had enough. She's had enough. She really wants this sobriety thing. And that, of course, is how I'm living. So that immediately was like, okay. And I thought you were into women, which nothing wrong with that. I thought you were into women. I heard you talking one day, talking about, oh, me and my girlfriend are going to get a house or live a place, because you had talked about maybe roommating with somebody or having a roommate or something. And when you said, oh, me and my girlfriend or my girlfriend and I, however you said it, I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I meant friend. That was a girl.
I just thought, okay, well, I guess that's not an option anyway. So, I mean, in a way, that was a good thing, because I wasn't like hardcore trying to chase you down or go after you or anything. I just thought, okay, off limits, but I still was me. I wasn't trying to be a creepy guy. I wasn't throwing out weird vibes at you and stuff. And you threw out some weird vibes. I thought, wait a minute, hold on. How was this? What? I thought oh, no, she's not. Okay. That's why I'm weird, because I was like, why would she be telling me my pictures are cute? I don't know.
I'm like, why does he think I'm a lesbian? Okay. I don't know. Where did you get that? But
it makes sense now. But if you were somebody that wouldn't have matched up right with me and, my beliefs and what I want out of life, I wouldn't have dated you. And I hope that it would have been the same for you, because there's a lot of people out there that'll force things. And I used to do that. Oh, she likes me. Oh, she's hot, whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, I could do better. And she's kind of a piece of shit, but you know what? You start settling like that. And that is when the trouble happens. And for me, the relapses. And, you got to be true to yourself. I think I said that in the podcast yesterday. Be honest with yourself. Like, do you really want that kind of person in your life? Not that they're bad people. Just, they're not on the level. They're not going after the same things. It makes it easier. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it makes it a lot easier with someone like Marney and myself. Like, we were just kind of drawn. It was just one more thing that drew us together. Mm-hmm. And the whole wait a year thing, we can go round and round about that. It's if you're ready. I mean, it's just if you're ready.
And if it's that other person is good for you, you know what I mean? Because I think that's why they make that rule, because I think we're the exception to the rule. I don't think that there's very many people that find another individual that they're interested in romantically, like as early as we did, but that's focus is, staying clean and sober. Mm-hmm. Like that's very, very elite few that I think that happens to. So we had an advantage, but the person about the year thing, they just are, I think it's a suggestion, because that's most likely what you're not going to have. You know what I mean? Is to fall in love with someone else, you have to love yourself first. And relationships are a lot of work. and you're going to be busy working on you. And you don't need another person's emotions and, likes and dislikes and, taking, care of another person when you need to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, you can't fix anybody.
Right. Yeah. And then you're dealing with like, oh God, are they ready? Are they going to be, are they at risk for, relapsing? Because if they go back out, guarantee you that's one of the biggest triggers you possibly could have. And I know that everybody who's listening knows about that. That when you're with somebody in a relationship who is using that really, if you're trying to get sober and they're not going with the flow, then it's not going to work. Just won't.
It's just like baking pie. Like if you were at your station baking pie and I was at my station baking pie, and then I looked at your pie and I was like, oh, she's screwing it all up. Let me go help her. And then by the time I have to go through your pie, start your pie over, and I look, mine's burnt. Screwed mine all up.
I like that.
So I was too busy paying attention to your pie.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to eat some of your pie. I wanted your pie to be the best pie.
Mm-hmm.
And, poop. On my pie.
Yeah.
It's all nasty.
Well, my dad made a really good point in his speech yesterday that he was talking, or Friday night, his toast, and he said something to the effect of that we had found recovery individually, like separately, on our own, and that's how it had to happen. You don't find it from somebody else or for somebody else. This is an inside job, and we just happened to find each other at times in our life when we were both in early recovery. Him, obviously, he's coming up on 2 years on Tuesday. Yay. But no, it's amazing how everything just fell into place.
Yeah, we didn't usually, like, I use you as a therapist sometimes. I don't know if you know it. But I don't, it's not your job to keep me sober. There's nothing that you can do. I don't know, I'd be really mad at you or whatever. You could be really mad at me, but that's not going to make me go drink. What's going to make me go drink is me wanting to go drink. Mm-hmm. Me not being strong enough to fight that urge. And the more time you get, the easier it is. But, sometimes you get overconfident is what I'm hearing. And, I don't need to do this and I don't need to do that. But, I mean, we're so all in on recovery. I'm sure it makes some people sick.
Yeah.
It's what those people talk about.
I know.
It's like, well, I'm proud of it. And us talking about it helps other people. So,
absolutely.
we don't mind at all. And we can talk for days about recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
I know. And we do.
Yeah. But I mean, that's something that, we do have in common. And that guy that sent me that message, is it going to be like that for him? I don't know. It's probably different for everybody, I would assume. And, there are couples probably just like us that, hey, instead of podcasting or, working in recovery, maybe they host meetings or maybe they go to the jail or, there's so many different ways to meet people, but I couldn't imagine being in a relationship, let alone married to a woman who wasn't in recovery.
Yeah,
and
I know.
It's nothing against people that aren't in recovery. It's just, I don't think it's fair to them, like to tell somebody that they can't drink, it's something, but the resentments would be there and probably both ways.
Yeah.
But I don't ever have to worry about that or even think about it right now.
Right. Well, one thing that is, when you're talking about setting up goals for yourself, which is an awesome thing to do, when you're in early recovery, write some stuff down on things that you want to achieve or places you want to get to in your life, things that you want. And they're going to take work on your part. That's for sure. In all different kinds of ways, depending on what they are, what your goals are, but be patient with yourself as well at the same time, because if you're looking at this thing as like something that they're just huge, giant, empty boxes that need to get checked, and you treat them as such, you'll make mistakes. if, you say, I want to be married, and, don't just go out and find somebody that will say yes to get married to, because it doesn't work like that. Because it's not going to make you feel any better. It doesn't work that way. I want to find a job that, that's amazing. It makes me, yeah, it's great if you can find a job, but you know what? Be patient with yourself. And the work part of it is the same thing as with the patients. They work together, is that, you want to move forward every day, getting to your goals, reaching your goals, but at the same time, give yourself a little grace if it doesn't happen overnight, because you can't expect that from yourself.
Yeah. Buddy Justin is going to have a year, I want to say January 10th. I talked about him last podcast, or maybe a couple podcasts ago, but he's learned that patience part of it, or not to rush everything. It's not all going to happen today, right. But he does. He had a goal. I'm going to get a car. He's like, I'm going to have a better job. And, he has these goals, and he's working towards them. Write the goals down, 5 of them, things you want to accomplish, and then next to them, or maybe below them, what are you going to do to get there? Always keep that going, because, like you said, Marnie, it takes work, and you can't just be like, "Hey, I want a kid," and you just sit around the house watch TV all day. No, you got to be in the bedroom. You got to be putting in work. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Mm-hmm. That's on my goals list.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you got to put in some of the work, and some of it can be fun, some of it can be interesting. If you don't know how to do something, well, guess what? You get to learn something today. Mm-hmm. That's how I looked at it. I didn't know what I was doing. Starting this company and making it into a nonprofit, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just told it was really hard, and I believed it. And then I was like, pump the brakes on that. It's not hard. I just don't know how to do it. Mm-hmm. Let me figure out what it is that they want. And they have a list of directions, which I didn't read at all. No, I skimmed over it, how I do. But I read what I needed to put it together, and to send it off and get approved. Mm-hmm. So.
And a lot of the things, too, that I think would go on our list are things that, because for me at least, there was so many years of me being irresponsible and, like financially, and just, my resume went to crap because I didn't, I had good jobs, but I never kept them. And it's one of those things where, so when you're starting this goal list, they're going to be big, and you have to be okay with, like, I want to get myself out of debt, right? That's not going to happen like right away. It just doesn't work that way. I want to get my license back. That's great. That doesn't happen right away. I want to, I don't know. I mean, live in a certain area. Like, it's expensive to live where we live, in Traverse City. And we had to do a lot of work to find a place that was, actually doable for us, that made sense. And, so, I mean, things like that, because there's a lot of those, like I said, once again, I'll bring it up. Don't check the boxes just for the sake of checking them. Put some thought into what you're doing in the places where you end up and things that you're going towards. And, don't, like I said, don't be upset, because a ton of them, they don't happen overnight. They won't.
So you would say to somebody, say a female, and I'm sure this happens, she's like, well, I want to get out of debt. I want a car. I want this and that. Oh, I just got to rehab. That John fella, John Habenacker, he's been calling me, and he's got money, and I don't really like him. I think he's repulsive, but I can like him for a month or two. I could play the game. Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of women that have done that, and it makes you. It's not healthy, and it doesn't make you feel good about yourself. They're not bad women that have decided. You know what I mean? Like they're just like, well, it's just they're offering me these to take care of me because I'm trying to do well and all that, and it's just there's always some kind of I don't know, catch to it. So don't fall for that crap, and won't make you feel good about yourself anything if you don't do it yourself. I find that to be true. I've always kind of had that mentality about things.